Welcome to week 2, and we are already well and truly underway. Hopefully you've had a good look through your assignment 1 task by now, and also listened to the welcome messages from particularly the unit coordinator. So you'll realise that on Thursday this week we actually have the first collaborate. It's covering assignment 1 in as much as you're going to have these collaborate sessions run by the unit coordinator every 2 weeks, and we'll just generally look at the material. But assignment number 1 really starts right from weeks 2. So looking at some core theories that we go through in international politics. So a different theory every week from weeks 2 through to week 6. And there's 2 different parts or components to assignment number 1. So the first component is that you have to choose a week in which you'll look at that particular theory, the strengths, the weaknesses, critiquing the literature, scholarly literature that's provided in your course modules. And you'll also provide evidence for your evaluation of strengths and weaknesses. And most evidence will point to historical or even current news affair cases. And then you have to also give at least 5 responses over these weeks to your peers. And so altogether the assignment's worth 1,000 words. And ultimately it will become a Turnitin submission where what you hand in to me is your one main contribution to the discussion where you initiate it from one of those theory weeks. And then the second part, part 2, and this is around 250 to 300 words. And then part 2 will be your 5 best responses to other people's discussions using Harvard referencing the entire time. So I realize this might be a new model for some of you, but it's a really great way to learn about theory and to benefit from other people's learning. And it's short of group work in as much as you don't have to actually organize yourself into groups, but you do get that benefit of learning from your peers, and you'll find it's very insightful. So, get into your reading, start contributing straight away. This week is liberal internationalism. So as you go through the readings, you'll find a few things. First, with all core theories, they start with principles, beliefs about human nature. So liberal internationalism is a far more positive looking kind of theory about human nature. It will take as its foundation that humans naturally orient towards progress and they want to cooperate. And then when it goes into the liberal internationalism part, it looks at how this turns into institutions, things like the United Nations, things like the formation of the World Trade Organization is based on the belief that if humans will trade and cooperate and talk to each other, there'll be less war and there'll be more peace. So, this is me talking. This cannot replace your scholarly research. I'm just trying to encourage you to head you in the right direction. So if that seems interesting to you, you might like to facilitate one of the discussions this week around liberal internationalism. You give your peers your list of strengths and weaknesses based on readings and scholarly research and your Harvard referencing, and then give examples and evidence. And this is the basis of what we would call a literature review. So, and like I said, Thursday night, I'll be posting the link for the Collaborate session. I hope you can come along, or at the very least you have a listen to it. And this is also a golden opportunity to ask any questions you might have. And don't forget, part 2 of your assignment requires you to regularly be responding to your peers' post and to give me your best responses. So every week you're either initiating a conversation yourself, including a thoughtful or thought-provoking sort of question, ideally for your peers to respond to, or you are responding to a post from one of your peers and focusing in on the theory of that week. And you'll be experts by the time we get to week 6. Thank you very much, everybody. Please ask away if you have any questions.